Good mid-afternoon on this cryptocurrency market. Moderate crash going on today. The lawyers have been called up. The servers are out in their cars and their trucks and their buses all around the country, every city, every county, and every river and tree out around the great country and great state of Michigan, right? You will be served. The angry lawsuits could be the bus driver that you may get fleeced, heisted, and shysted by your bad advice. Could be your mother, could be your wife, could be your sister and brother. But they're going to be out there. They're going to be behind every corner and every dark alley and every moonlit night. If you're in a bus, watch out, because the bus driver might be sitting next to you in the back seat of that bus. It might take you out. They're out for blood. That guy is out for blood, and he's going to be outside of the window in the shrubs and the vegetable aisle of the grocery store. He's going to get you, right? He's going to get you, and you've been fleeced, heisted, and shysted, and you're going to be served. Look at all these coins just getting hammered. On a brief drive home update, I noticed Brian Stewart is very quiet. I'm not sure if it's because these coins are crashing, but I have a high suspicion that it is. Well, Brian Stewart gets awfully quiet when the coins collapse, right? Brian Stewart goes into hiding. Brian Stewart is a jabroni, right? Let's start off with Quanta, right? Remember when Quant, this fucking coin, Digital Asset Dad loves, right? But Digital Asset Dad, unlike Brian Stewart, Digital Asset Dad, based on talking to him in the comments, he seems to have a plan and he sticks to it, and he seems to have a long-term accumulation, and he picks timely spots to accumulate, is what it seems like with Digital Asset Dad. Way better trader than Brian Stewart, right? Brian Stewart don't know what the fuck he's doing. But just like we thought, this coin's going to come down, and we put that initial target of $29 and change, and it takes time to deflate. But you can see the head and shoulders that's forming. I'm driving, or I would draw it out. But we're essentially on the downside of the head in the topping pattern, and it's building the head and then coming back down to the right shoulder, and that's what it did. And then it bounced like we told you to buy and then sell. And this is going to come down to $30 after it breaks this topping, head and shoulders topping reversal pattern, right? Quanta! Vincenzo nailed that beautifully, and Brian Stewart got fleeced, heisted, and shysted. We got DGB here, another one getting hammered, and we told you this was coming down. Told you it was coming to that shit house. See that little drawing there as we zoom in? And DGB, we've been all over this since it was at about 18 cents when we were getting hammered by everybody for telling everybody to sell, because everyone was still trying to day trade it, because they would say they knew a crash was coming, but they would still be buying it, which makes no sense. But Vincenzo sniffed this out and detected it so you could sidestep and audible the criminal gangster cartel. Yes, that's right, the Ohio State University. So this is going to come down to probably 0.035 and then retest, and we'll reevaluate after. ZIL, people seem to like ZIL. ZIL's in the same thing as DGB. You're going to come back down to the mid part of this get my shit together box. Your last line of defense before the before the shit house, right? In the shit house, some of these coins might not ever come out. This is actually going to probably come to the lower end of the shit house in ZIL, 0.05 cents. Something else Vincenzo called when this thing was crazy high at like 13 or 14 or 18 cents or wherever this thing blew up to. Vincenzo told you it was coming unglued. CeeLo is another one that faggoty ass Brian Stewart, way up at that white circle, and he bought it at the absolute top, and Vincenzo circled that bullseye. At $1.66, Brian Stewart, we said it was going there. You were saying I was scared and shying away as you hear that Hemi in the background fire up on the freeway. We told you it was coming down, and it is. Now you're down probably 55% since Brian Stewart bought in, right? And said that I was wrong and I was costing everybody money. If you were in pre-pump, I said you should be selling into that pump because you're going to lose all those gains. And you are in CeeLo, the same as Litecoin. You see we're still in this descending pattern. the white upper resist or the yellow upper resistance below the moving averages and the red and the green and the blue respectively, the 50, the 200 and the 100, the 200 and the 50 going from top to bottom. And then you got it at 146 in descending upper resistance and 114 lower support. Vincenzo sniffed this pattern out, industry exclusive, way back there. Whenever all these other channels are scrambling, trying to buy, sell, and all this other nonsense, Vincenzo's Go Crypto Investing knew about right there on the 4th of June, a month ago, what pattern we were in, and we've been in there, and it's going to come back down to the $114 to retest. Dogecoin, we already went over that. It's in the same exact pattern. You're coming down to about 14 cents. And then XRP, everyone's favorite XRP, is essentially the same. And I think XRP, again, Vincenzo's been calling this. Old Vincenzo, all the way since it was on its rise, up about that circle, I told you it was coming down to 40 cents. And then you could have a huge rally, and then you're going to the shit house. Or you could just go to the shit house, but I still think there will be a huge rally. But I've called the top since it was $1.75 and rising before it made that huge candle wick. And everyone still thought it was going to $8 because they're a bunch of fucking jabronis, right? IOTA, I told you there's big moves coming, and everything crashed right after I gave that whale alert. All those whales were dumping everything. All you people just got massively fleece heisted and shysted in IOTA, and I think it's hilarious. Like, subscribe, and share. Afternoon and evening updates coming on later on. Peace and love. Peace and love.